Well, in terms of feedback.
Feedback.
He was about to miss out my name.
Feedback.
He's got a lot of energy, Alan, and we like
yes,
that. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm for sport, and that's a big plus.
Yeah.
But pace was a little feisty, I thought.
Too pacey.
Too pacey. Energy's good, but that was actually quite pacey. And
too pacey, Alan.
Yeah.
So I was trying to fit it beyond the music.
Well, that's a good point. See, the music does... He's making a good point. The music does dictate a certain drive, doesn't it, to the delivery?
Yeah.
Maybe we could get him something a little bit...
Bit Drop the Dead Donkey, isn't it?
A bit R&B.
Excuse me, have you ever seen Drop the Dead Donkey, Stuart?
I didn't say anything, mate. Don't start me.
You said it was a bit Drop the Dead Donkey.
No. All I was saying was the music on the jingle sounds very much like the theme tune to Drop the Dead Donkey.
Well, we can blame Ben Peluso for that, because he made it.
I so fancied the PA in Drop the Dead.
Yes, so did I. Joy. Yeah. I watch it on Paramount every night.
The grumpy one.
Oh, she's brilliant.
It was so good.
She wears these short skirts.
I feel, Alan, that you could maintain your enthusiasm and energy and introduce just a little more sing-song into the tone of your voice as you deliver.
Up and down. Let me give you some. Let me give you a tip, Alan, that they do pass around at the BBC. It might work for you, it might not.
You're fired.
Yeah, exactly. You're a liar.
Why are you going to be like that?
What I want you to do is, have you got your script written out there in front of you?
Yeah, I've got it on the screen in front of me.
Okay. What you need to do is you need to punch the last word in every sentence before a full stop.
What? What do you mean by that?
Well, give me one of your sentences. Give me your random sentence that ends in a full stop from your script, and I'll do it for you.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay.
Don't be nervous.
You're just being
Where's that had in the 8th minute when Carlton Cole twisted Jordan McCartney's quad into the top corner?
Okay. Now, you see, what you do is you allow the sentence to end and tail away, so you go corner, okay? Yeah. But in order to, you can drop your pace, but you can retain your impact by making it top corner. Do you know what I mean? Go up.
Top corner.
Up. So, is it? Go on, try it.
Cross into the top corner.
That's it.
Down the board level.
Joe wants a word with you, Alan.
Yo.
Fuck off, Joe.
Joe, you're on.
Joe.
Oh no, don't say.
He's gone.
He's fucked off.
He's fucked off.
No, surely they should be fucked off.
He fucked off.
Okay, do you want to try it next time then, Alan? Just give it that little bit of a, if there is a next time.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like I say, it's not to me, it's up to the chief.
Well, I tell you what. Okay, go away, right? Punch the words at the end of the sentences. Come back later on the show and do it again.
Oh, God. Hang on, I'm back. I'm at work at 9.
Oh, God.
It's Sunday night, isn't it, Tommy?
Okay, we'll do it the play radio.
Hey, dude, Alan, listen. I've been working in broadcasting for years. I'm sure how this works. If you want some advice on how to work in the radio...
Hello?
Lesson.
Hello?
Take the cock out of the mouth and we can understand you.
Excuse me, you got the cock, not me. Bye-bye.
You're listening live to Play Radio's Sunday night. Everybody can do what they want show.
Right.
And if you podcast, then that's...
Fat Steve on Skype. He's been holding and I've been putting him on hold and bringing him forward and all sorts of things.
Hey, Fat, do you mind them calling you Fat Steve?
No. In fact, I think I'm a little bit thinner than Stuart is. So,
what is your waist measurement, Fat?
Actually, I have a size 32 waist. I'm not really that.
Christ,
fat.
that's not very fat at all.
I'm embarrassed myself now.
I don't want to tell you what mine is.
What's your neck measurement, Stuart?
19 inches.
Close. Okay, Fat, go ahead.
Well, I first wanted to talk about the James Watson thing with his comments. I was reading about that, and I don't think they canceled it so much because, they were afraid that the comments were politically incorrect. I think it's because they realized that he was just sort of like a lunatic old man. Because when you think about it, you think, oh, well, okay, maybe he's going to say something really intelligent about DNA and genetics. And then he gave us his reason because, like, a few black people who've worked for him were very unreliable.
Yeah, I caught that, but I still want to hear him say it, mate. I don't want to read that that's what a journalist heard him say. I don't want that. That is censorship. That's getting in the way of me making my own judgment about a person who's being judged now globally, and that's wrong.
Oh, well,
I want to hear him say that. I want to say to him, did you say that? And is all you've got to go on in saying that black people aren't as intelligent as white people the fact that you have had 4 guys who drove your car into the garage wall or what? You know, I want to know that, because I think a man of his once intelligence would have a little bit more to go on than that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you got to realize that, you know, if a private concern is going to have him speaking at their event, you know, they're going to be worried that, well, if he says this, you know, what else is he going to do? Is he going to start waving his private parts around? You know,
if he wants to do that, what's wrong with that?
Exactly, it's his prerogative.
Exactly.
I wave mine around whenever I like.
He does.
I'm the station manager.
Yeah, I guess you could here, couldn't you? Yeah. Okay.
And about David Irving, I agree. I disagree with what the Austria government did, because I don't think he should be put in jail for free speech. But as far as like him getting his point across on various media outlets, I mean, I don't think it's important that someone who's going to disagree with the most documented event in human history gets his point across, because it's like someone who's saying the earth is flat.
No, it's not true.
Well, why isn't that true? I mean, it's
not true.
You know,
Churchill said famously, in war, the first casualty is always truth. Correct?
Correct.
Why did that ship in 1917 sail to Great Britain?
The Lusitania?
Yeah. Why did that sail to Great Britain with the information out there that it was carrying weapons as well as men, women and children? And wasn't the sinking of that ship quite useful to the overall the then purpose of the United States government, which was to enter the war, but they needed something to trigger American reaction so that decision would be welcomed and seen as patriotic rather than sort of far-sighted. And ditto Pearl Harbor. We're not certain, are we, that those things weren't manipulated?
I definitely agree that things can be manipulated, and I didn't say that things can't be manipulated, but there's a major difference between hiding one person's or one group of people's manipulation and documenting, you know, a tragedy of human history where there is plenty of evidence that you can look at.
Well, I'd like to hear what David Irving has to say. I'd like to hear him present his case. I'd like to find out whether he's merely asking questions, which I think is what every historian and journalist should do, or whether he's made his mind up and he's got a point of view which he can't substantiate with evidence.
But I mean, there's plenty of things that are available that give that point of view. I don't think that it's necessarily being hidden. I think it's given exactly the amount.
You've been told that there's plenty of evidence, but you've never gone to see any of it yourself. Am I right?
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, I have never looked at any evidence that
in the
same way. I've never looked at evidence that, you know, Ben Franklin existed. I've never looked at evidence that George Washington actually existed. I've never looked at any evidence proving most of the things that happened in history. I don't really, you know, think that that's that important.
Yeah, well, it is if you're going to argue that.
Why don't you think that? Why don't you think that's important? Why don't you think that it's important? Why do you think the GIs collected the dirt from every one of the beaches that they landed on and took it home with them? Because that was it. That was the evidence that these things took place. You know, somebody, my other half, was telling me that someone she knew came back, actually, from Auschwitz just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and said that actually the experience was actually spoilt by the number of tourists